If there's one thing all presidential candidates can agree on, it's their unbridled support for the US military and its veterans. Going to great lengths to be seen with uniformed men and women, often in tightly scripted events, helps to project robust national security credentials, especially in a time of insecurity. Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican candidate, has taken it one step further. The real estate mogul turned aspiring president has flaunted his financial support for veterans associations and promised to improve care for veterans in his quest to shore up votes. But some veterans organizations have spoken out against being instrumentalized for the sake of political campaigning. Alison Jaslow is an Iraq War veteran who now works for the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, a non-partisan veterans group.
Veterans shouldn't just be somebody who's standing on stage behind you to give you credibility on national security issues or so you can have the talking point to say you're for veterans. I think IAVA looks to be a force in terms of making sure that the candidates are actually speaking to our issues, that we're not just a prop, but that they're actually going to be advocating for us, not only in their campaigns, but whomever gets elected.
In the 15 years following the 9/11 attacks, the US has spent an estimated $4.4 trillion in military operations in Iraq, Afghanistan and Pakistan, according to the Watson Institute. Despite the great loss of blood and treasure, fear of more 9/11 style attacks has not diminished, and Mr. Trump is promising to make America safer. Underpinning the welfare of veterans returning from recent and past conflicts is the Department of Veterans Affairs, a sprawling bureaucracy that tries to provide care to veterans across the US. At the VA's New York Harbor Hospital in South Brooklyn, a group of survivors of past conflicts and most recently of cancer have gathered for an informal event. Luis Martinez is a proud Republican and supporter of Donald Trump's controversial immigration policies.
This country gives to the whole world, and the whole world is spitting on us. So that's the reason I really get really upset. You know, and it's something that you don't want to like pick on any ethnic group, but they haven't earned the right to come over here and badmouth America.
This thing that's going on today with Trump and Hillary, it's hard for me to say. You know, I'm a registered Democrat, and I got my, you know, it's like anything else in life. They have their plus and minuses. I'm just a little leery of Trump. I don't know. He does work outside the box. You know, I don't particularly care for his criticism of other people the way he does it, but then the underlying factor of him, I find, is some of it's good. You know, so I don't know. I haven't decided, you know, what my vote would be there. You know,
the thing about Trump is that he's not a politician, and he's saying a lot of things that people are thinking, and you know, maybe it's not politically correct, but he comes out and says it anyway. And people predicted that because of his views that this guy will never ever get the nomination. And where is he now?
Mr. Callahan says the 2003 invasion of Iraq helped to create ISIS and believes Mr. Trump is right in saying that a massive ground force may be needed to fight the militants.
Somebody didn't think of the consequences when we first went into Iraq. Saddam Hussein was by no means an altar boy, but we destabilized the whole region. And now we got Iraq, we got Iran, we got Syria, and, you know, ISIS, the Islamic militants, they have a way of embedding themselves within the population, so that when you go in and bomb, they kill a lot of innocent people, which isn't right. You know, when it comes right down to it, you need boots on the ground too.
But talk of boots on the ground is not popular, especially in an election year. The toll on men and women returning from military campaigns in Iraq and Afghanistan is only now being measured. In 2014, an average of 20 veterans a day committed suicide, according to a newly released study conducted by the VA, the Department of Defense, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
And I'm not ashamed of.
Stephen, a taxi driver, is a Vietnam-era veteran whose son served 2 tours in Afghanistan and now lives with severe PTSD.
He really loved the military, but right now he doesn't actually see the toll that it's taking on him. But I think he do realize that, you know, abilities that he used to be able to do, he can do. You know, he lose the focus of a task too quick. You know, and then he can't sleep at night. You know, I mean, he don't sleep at all at night. He's up all night long. He might be sleeping now, but during the night he's up. He can't sleep. He jumps up like any slight noise he hear, you know, he think it's something coming at him or what have you. But we don't talk much about it.
These painful daily struggles have left Stephen and some veteran families worried about Mr. Trump's hawkish military rhetoric.
A lot of those militaries that's backing him was like John Wayne, very gun-ho. You know, they see Trump pointer as of, you know, want to think he can make this country much stronger than what it is. But we have a president now that's in office that's doing a great job. But everybody don't understand that it's more to just pulling triggers and blowing up things that makes a war.
Despite his efforts to the contrary, Mr. Trump remains as divisive among veterans as the remainder of the population. The coming few months will be critical to winning over voters who find themselves in two minds about his motives. Ben Marino, Financial Times, New York.